Yes. Good morning, family. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Let me know how you guys are feeling this morning. Hopefully, y'all are good. Let's see who we got on the call. Let's see, we got that boy Danny, we got Tyson, we got that boy Reap, Eric, what's going on? Alana, Tammy, Easy Yoda, Kosi, Chino. What's going on? How you all feeling? We got that boy Gino in the chat this morning. Free Zone Lou. Right, got that Charleston in the building. Alright, let me know how y'all feeling in the chat. We gonna get this thing started in just a moment. Let me see who we got on the call with us today over here. I see we got the boy Kyle on here. Let me make you co-host, my guy. Say what's up to the chat. Good morning to you, my brother.
Yo, what's going on, family? I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. It's Tuesday. It's the first New York session of the week and the first New York session of our launch week. So for you guys that are excited to catch a bag with us on this session, drop a $sign in the chat. Everybody drop a whole bunch of $signs. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I think we got some news today, so let's see what's up, especially CAD news. Shout out to you guys that trade USD CAD with me. I'll be taking a look as well. But family, drop your cities in the chat as well. I also want to see where you guys are tuning in from so I can shout you guys out. Let's get it.
Yes. I see chat going crazy. Let's see how everybody feeling today. We do got some news that just popped off, but it's all good. It could wait just a moment here. Let's see. The dope track, yeah, we got that lo-fi going. Y'all already know the deal. Let's see, we got Isaiah in here. We got Marlon FX. Great morning, that boy Devin. What's going on? Sir, Cody just got back from the gym. Let's go. Rel tapping in, Desmond tapping in. Look at all them $signs. I love it. Somebody asked, are we still in gold from Sunday? I am, unless it came back and broke me even. I have not checked yet. But yeah, we theoretically should still be in it. We gotta check in a second. But let's take a look at some of the news that popped off this morning, guys. There was a lot overnight, as we discussed on Sunday. So let's just take a look at some of the data that came in. Inflation rates out of Euro, surprisingly enough, month over month was actually negative. Year over year final came out about the same. GBP unemployment remains unchanged. Clamoring counts a little bit higher than a forecast, so the pound might have had some action overnight. Although I don't think that did much from what I've seen. I was actually up at like 3 o'clock, so not too much happened there. There was also a meeting. We'll see again if that had any impact after I had fell asleep. And then some of this inflation numbers will just drop for the CAD. Inflation numbers year over year, again, for the CAD came out at... Does this not have the data? Hold on. Let's see, family. Whoops, I wanted today's. Okay, there it is. I'll just say, I definitely knew it came out. So they came out at 5.4% from a forecast of 5.9. Sheesh. USD CAD probably doing something a little interesting. Probably expecting dollar strength during this. I would imagine, just based off the results. Because CAD inflation is getting a little bit better. Year over year, about 0.1% difference. But the month over month rates and the core inflation rate, definitely a nice little change. We still do have some high impact news. We have, we have a Fed member speaking later. We have William speaking later. And then we also have that Bank of Japan news, as I told you guys, will be my focus tonight out of all the news events. So we'll have to take a look at what the Canadian dollar is doing. I know Kyle's going to want to take a look at that. And I'll, of course, take a look at EU, but I don't think EU did too much overnight. So that pretty much sums up what we're expecting today for the news. We have pretty clear skies for New York trading session here. Doesn't look like we're going to have much that's going to really interrupt us. There might be some lower non-impact news, but yeah, there's really nothing impacting us today. So it should be a pretty smooth day from here on out until that Bank of Japan news. So let's hop over to TradingView. Let's get a little bit of an update on some of the trades that we took on Sunday, or well, the only trade that we took on Sunday. So let me just pop over to this real quick, and let's take a look at TradingView. Let me just switch that for you. All right. So family, listen, I know you guys are asking about gold. We did take Let me just delete all these lines off my chart for no reason here. Right, we did take a gold short on Sunday, right at the end of Sunday session. Abel and I were kind of just looking at this, and we decided to take a little bit of a high risk short. I remain in this. I am just holding this at break even. So if you're not, you not have, I have not already removed your risk from this. It would be a great idea to do so. You can keep your stop at the high, but again, I would probably just remove the risk. If we come back up here, I probably don't want to be playing this as is. But the trade is working beautifully. We entered basically a little bit after this candle closed. So we had a little bit of drawdown, about 15 pips of drawdown. And we're now sitting in about 130 pips of profit. So beautiful trade from Sunday. Again, it didn't really do too much outside of that initial push, right? You got that kind of holiday bank closed hours. And then over London and like Asian session, you kind of just play it around a little bit lower than that previous news. I would still maybe expect this to pop a little bit higher now that we kind of are moving up here. Again, the risk is that the momentum is to the upside. So again, I'm going to continue to hold this at just break even. I haven't secured any profits on this. I haven't done anything like that. If you guys want to, entirely up to you. But I would expect price to kind of come and flirt with some of this liquidity that we're continuing to build up here from the kind of bank holiday nonsense. So it is possible maybe we do a run on this level. And then after, I don't know how all my lines got messed up here. But if we do a run on this and then return back below it, we could continue to hold those shorts. So maybe we do something like this today into like the 9:30, 10 o'clock. It is possible we come back, fill some of this inefficiency in this area. So again, if you want to book profits because you're a little bit worried about being knocked out at this break even, so be it. If you're looking for a trade to take today, again, you would want to be entering more or less around this point here. And seeing if we could kind of ride out a rejection of a clear of this kind of bank noise. So the setup could look something like this, after we get this rejection here. Potentially even just running our stop a little bit wider, but again, we'll see what the market gives us. That's just an idea that we can kind of run with this morning pretty quickly. Just to kind of check out EU from the Euro news. Yeah, this didn't really do anything overnight. Yeah, this one I'm not so confident in going short on. Yeah, this I will wait to see maybe how we react above here. If we want to play again something like gold, where maybe we come up and come back down, and we can get like a really low risk short, then maybe we could take something. But I'm not gonna fight against EU's momentum. EU looks a lot stronger than gold does. And has every reason to be too with the ECB, so I'm probably going to just sit on this gold trade and we'll go from there. I know there was USD CAD news. Kyle, you have anything on USD CAD that you want to go over real quick, bro? Because this is not really my pair.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, guys, again, like I really have been warning you guys that USD CAD is heavily bearish, and I'm looking in that direction. And that's exactly what this news release pretty much gave us, right? It's not really rocket science. I do want to go over it a little bit just to kind of educate you guys on what happened, because I feel like the entry opportunity is kind of out of reach at this point. If you did catch it, shout out to you guys. I know, I know definitely Jude is in it. He's always in the USD CAD trades with me. But at the end of the day, this also doesn't have to play out. We are still not even at the 9:30 open yet, so this could be something that changes. But I want to just let you guys know again, I had this trade set up that I was still floating in from last week Friday, and I did just want to clear that out. But instead of staying at break even, I had my stop literally like right above the high. And this morning, I woke up and pretty much just came very close to that. And what I realized is that this trade is still low key valid, right? We have not yet breaking any structure, right? We're literally still maintaining this bearish structure. We have to assume continuation before we can assume reversal. We cannot assume reversals until we get, proper cause for that. And to be honest, we haven't gotten the cause for that. Again, we didn't break this high. We also didn't break this either. So until we break this, then I'll start looking bullish intraday wise on USD CAD. Again, even though it can come up very, very close to it, we didn't break it. So, structure is still technically intact. So, on the 1 hour, you're probably like, what is this mitigating off of this entry? But again, price action, all the concepts that we teach you guys applies to every single time frame. So even though the 1 hour may have not gave you that setup, the 30-minute, this engulfing, the supply and demand candle, that was your entry. That was that London session entry. And if we know anything about time and price, is that during the Asian sessions, we would get consolidation like this. And then during the London sessions, we would get that liquidity raid. And then we would probably get a mitigation or some sort like we did over here. And then New York session is when we can come back to retest and mitigate out of those positions and get that re-entry. And sometimes at the 9:30 open, we can even get that re-entry entry. And then it's just, down from there. So that's pretty much what we got today. And we're floating about 20 pips from the New York re-entry that I would even consider. Um, there's not any other entries I'll even consider if we do something like this, maybe, right? So, we do have a live OB forming. So, if you guys are, chasing this or something like that, you can play a 15-minute candle like that. But, I'm not even gonna call that out. I'm not even gonna, mention anything like that. Just understand that if you are looking for next potential reentry, then we can possibly break, this low right here, create kind of like a stutter, that little stutter candle. And if we can create like a little stutter candle right there, I'll make this actually a little better. If we can like break this, maybe we do create like a little candle, and then maybe we come back up to retest that and go down. That's a strong possibility that I see, especially since we haven't broken structure. Structure is still intact. Dollar is still intact. Nothing has changed from our bias of bearish dollar and bearish USD CAD. Again, follow what you see, trade what you see, not what you don't see. And if the market is showing us something, we're gonna continue, following that until something changes. And again, nothing has changed. But yeah, that's USD CAD. Let me check the chat.
Yeah, still looks pretty good. Um, I gotta say, it doesn't really bode well with the bias on gold. A little bit of a hedge, so again, some of you guys are gonna have to decide on
Now I'm
what you
hedged
see
in
and
both
don't see.
directions too, guys. Like a lot of people right now are asking me like, yo, bullish dollar today, question mark, bearish dollar today, question mark. You guys have to understand on such like an intraday level that we're trading on, we can make some really good predictions on what the market is gonna do. but it's just very bold for us to say, yeah, it's gonna be bullish today. Yeah, it's gonna be bearish today. Like we're like I'm in USD CAD right now, and this is technically a bearish dollar trade because you know the pair starts with USD and we're selling it. So we're looking for dollar to continue going down in order for this trade to run us the profit to reach our target. Right. So any pair that starts with USD, if the dollar goes down, this is gonna benefit us a lot because this trade is gonna continue to go down. But I'm also in some EU hedges, right? To be honest, this is not my exact trade. This is my exact setup right here. But I'm in a little bit of an EU hedge right here, to be honest. And you guys could take this with me. It's only an 8 pip stop loss. And, to be honest, this is my hedge on the dollar. So, you guys have to understand me and Skaggs, we like to hedge. And I feel like hedging is what separates like that top 5%. Because again, like a lot of people are trying to predict the market like to the T when thing is we all don't know. If we knew
Well,
exactly.
I wanted let me just clarify something real quick for people. Hedging is inherently very dangerous. I would not advise you guys to hedge new positions, right? What Kyle's showing you guys right now is actually not the type of hedging that I do personally. Because what he's doing is he's hedged on the dollar on fresh entries, right? So he's short USD CAD and short Euro USD. One of these is doomed to fail, right? Right away, one of them is doomed to fail because again, you have an inverse hedge on fresh positions. What you
Yeah,
guys need to understand about hedging is hedging for 80% of people, 90% of people, especially like this, is not going to work out. Like one of the trades is doomed to fail. They're both not going to work. There are some very specific cases where like yeah, maybe you can escape both. But I just want to put out the disclaimer that like this type of hedging is inherently a lot more dangerous than the type of hedging you guys see me do. I hedge on the same position, meaning if I'm in gold like I am from 1600, I will hedge my position here at 1800 because I see a sell opportunity and I don't want my profit just to dwindle, so I will hedge it. Right? This is just a way for me to secure profits. When you're taking these types of hedges, you're inherently adding risk on both sides of the market. So if you're risking 1% on one thing and 1% on another, and you're trading at a 1 to 3 and one wins and one loses, you're only going to be net profit 2%. It's a little bit different of a hedge than what I do. I personally, me personally, I would never ever ever hedge like this. I would never take both sides of the market at the same time with one inevitably being a loss. There are times where this does happen where like I'll take an entry on like a Tuesday and it doesn't really move, and then by Wednesday I'm in something else and it's a little bit closer of a hedge. But I would typically I would advise you guys to stay away from this type of hedging. A lot of people do this before news. They take one pair for a buy and one pair for a sell, and they hope for the best. And that's just not something I want you guys to get in the habit of doing, especially as beginners. Right? Hedging brand new entries against the dollar in a bull and a buy scenario, a buy and a sell scenario is just not the best idea. I would urge you guys to pick a direction, have confidence in yourself, right? If you're gonna be bullish for the day, be bullish for the day. Have confidence in that and take the loss like a man, right? Don't try to hedge it because if you do that, you can end up in weird scenarios where you're negative on both, and now instead of taking just the one loss, you're gonna take a loss on both sides because you're just in this state of emotion where you feel like again you don't know. I always say like have a trading ego. Like I trade from an area of utmost confidence, so like I'm gonna apologize, Kyle, but like I also want you guys to trade from an area of utmost confidence, right? Like when I take a trade, I'm confident in it. It's not like, do I know it's going to go that way? No. But am I going to act like I know it's going that way? Yes. Because you need that type of confidence in yourself. You need to
very
be your
true.
own little hype man. Not to the point that you're like degenerate and you're just taking everything, but to the point where, again, you're hitting a level of logic in the way you're executing and then being able to, manage that. So yeah, just be careful with the hedging like that on
Yeah,
two
it's
different
very true.
directions on the same currency.
That is true. You guys can take double losses. And I'm glad Skaggs came in with that little disclaimer for you guys to understand that I don't risk 1% on my trades. So that's why I can do things like this. I always risk less than 1%. And for you guys that are like risking 1%, like I'm not gonna say that that's wrong or bad or anything, but just my style of trading is I do take a lot of entries, so I like to manage my risk accordingly. So do 0.25 or 0.50%, guys. Like you don't have to always do the full 1%. And at the end of the day, pick a setup. Like that's one thing I'll tell you guys. USD CAD is already like moving in our direction. So like this is probably going to play out. The 15-minute live OB little thing I mentioned is definitely moving. Only reason the thing is I'm already in profit on this trade, and I kind of see this as another setup that will play out. So at the end of the day, if you are do like a 0.25, 0.50% on it, especially if you missed USD CAD, I I do kind of favor it as well. And at the end of the day, like Skag said, there are a lot of times in the market where I do end up losing on one. And this is probably a scenario that yes, one of these setups will lose 100%. Either USD CAD or EU will lose no matter what. One of them will win though. One of them will win because I'm confident in that. Sometimes Skaggs is right. Sometimes news does hit and both do lose. But if one of them just one of them hits my target that I have outlined, um, it will definitely make up for that loss and some. So, keep that in mind with your trading. Again, I mean, all I have really for you guys today is EU and UCAD. GU is kind of like it's tempting me, but I don't want to, get into the temptation of shorting this thing today. Again, I you know, nothing has even changed on EU as well. Structure bullet structure is still intact on EU, to be honest. So EU might be the one that gets stopped out. If you were to ask me, what the percentage of failure on this trade is, it's definitely like a 70%, 70 to 80% failure, right? I'm definitely more confident in the USD CAD. Again, nothing has really even, for you guys that are like getting hype about the profit that we're in on this sell, don't even worry. I'm about to go break even on this thing soon. So we might not even take an actual loss on this thing. We might just get some profit towards the 9:30 open, and I'll just be going break even and not even having risk on this thing because again, just look at the bullishness, look at the structure. It's still bullish if you ask me. I'm still bullish EU. This is just definitely is tempting me today. Um, but again, USD CAD is that trade that if you guys can catch an entry today would be favorable. And I'm gonna stay on the call. I'm gonna stay on the session the entirety of the time just to look for this entry, just to see when I can get you guys in. And to be honest, the only thing I could really see today is this live OB play. And if that's something that you guys are willing to risk, then by all means, I would risk that as well. It's a 1 to 5 setup. It's a 20 pip stop loss. Again, don't go crazy with the risk, but that is something that I'm willing to take. To be honest, I would have loved to call out an entry for you guys up here. When the news was about to release, I really wasn't ready, and I really wasn't on the stream to just call that. I was still just holding my entry from Friday. I don't have any fresh entries on USD CAD. The entry I have on USD CAD is this entry that I'm holding on Friday. I am not in from here. I'm not in from here. I caught no fresh entries on this thing. So, this is kind of the only opportunity I do see for USD CAD. And it is kind of just moving in profit. So, I hope you guys did take that. I will update you guys as such. I feel like that is the most accurate setup that I could call out today. I will just drop a chart on it too, just so people do understand what's good.
Yo, shout
Um,
out to that boy Jorge for becoming a super student of the stream. We appreciate you, my guy. Remember, guys, if you are a member of the stream, if you do hit that join button to connect your YouTube accounts to your Discord accounts, if you guys are in the Discord, just go into your YouTube settings, go into the connections or whatever, and if you connect your YouTube account, you'll actually get a special rank in the Discord with a special section where you can talk to us and kind of converse. So just keep that in mind, Jorge. Make sure you guys make that connection and anybody else that has that rank. I see a few people are asking for GJ here. I know we went over GJ on Sunday, so let me see if I can go over that for you guys real quick. Let me just switch that so you know what I'm doing. Let's see. Yeah, so GJ really hasn't pulled back quite enough for us yet. I'm still looking at this. I did see that somebody just said they bought it, so you're probably in some nice profits on that. What is a super student? A super student just means that you're supporting the YouTube stream. There's a join button on our channel where you can become a member of the channel. It's just a way to support us. It's absolutely not necessary. The only thing you get is that added Discord, unless you're just supporting us to support us. But yeah, it's just an added thing. It has nothing to do with Friday's launch. It's just an additional YouTube thing here. But in reference to GJ, guys, again, I am still waiting to see if we can get, re-entries up here at 159. I know that's pretty far away. This really didn't produce any sort of smooth entry for me to take after Sunday. So we're kind of just going to wait for the sell side. I'm not really interested in buying this personally. I know, again, if some people want to ride this to the way up, that's cool. But for me, I'm going to wait to see if we can get this 159.30 area for potential shorts. I forget what time frame I was looking at that exact candle on. Yeah, it's more or less just this 15-minute chart. So we'll see, again, if we can get this pullback. You guys know longer term, I do want to be, to the bearish side. But we do need this pullback because there's a few things that we've done. We've captured liquidity below this range here, filled in some of these, lower inefficiencies here, right, as we can see, right, we fill that out. And then, yeah, now I just need, this area to kind of get liquidated, come fill this out, and then maybe we can continue back to the sell side. So the bounce here is just kind of obvious to me. It's been very choppy, hasn't really been very smooth. Again, with the bank holiday, what do we expect? But yeah, I'm gonna remain patient on my shorts. I'm not really gonna look at, doing too much buying with this. I am still in, again, from last week. We have booked some partials on this, and at this point, we're just waiting for potential re-entry. Or if it were to continue, right? If we never get the re-entry and it does just continue, then so be it. That's also fine. But for those of you guys that are not in, I do need price to pull back more before I get you guys into fresh positions. I see that somebody also asked for the NASDAQ. Again, this is another thing that we talked about, like gold, where it may have kind of like peaked. We are looking for like the sell side. Yeah, this actually worked out very well. We could have taken this with gold on Sunday. Yeah, for re-entry on this though to the sell side might be a little tough to snag. Yeah, I don't really see a re-entry. We're going to have to just see what the open gives us. I don't really see a re-entry on this. The way I see this really playing out is that we're going to probably build up, like basically a support level that we're going to keep playing lower highs into. So, right, you have one lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Probably just going to keep playing lower highs into the same support until eventually it gives out and then fills this area. And then from there, we'll make some judgment calls. Again, if we can get a nice spike up, into 930 open, we might look to potentially fade this. Because again, I'm not really interested in chasing any of this stuff to the buy side. I'm already in all my long-term buys. I either really need to see some pullbacks to kind of fill out, you know, all of this really ugly wick action here, or um, or it just needs to continue and continue paying us on the swing side. But yeah, this one is a little bit more choppy. I don't really see anything specific that I want to play here this morning. Again, I really want to just look at the 9:30 open, see if we kind of flirt with above these highs, and if I could kind of play something. But this already looks like to me that it's probably just going to be choppy to the downside, and that's just not a smooth enough entry model for me to execute off of here. I'm just hoping on. Can you go over? We just went over GJ. Just rewind, James. If you just rewind like 2-3 minutes, bro, you should be able to see GJ. I literally just went over it. Cool. So yeah, we definitely just went over that. Just remember to hit the live button again to return back to the live time. Family, any other pairs you guys want us to go over? I mean, gold is really the only thing I'm looking to continue to hold today to possibly add on to. I think it's the best setup that we have. EU again. I know Kyle's stop loss is right where I want to enter, but you know, that's gonna just be a difference between us two. I don't quite have my confirmations for my shorts yet. Right where his stop loss is more or less where I want to actually get involved in this market. You guys
Hey
know for me.
man,
Hey, I'm
damn.
listening. I'm sorry, bro. You're gonna have to take the L for me to take the W. You know,
You know what's
I'm
crazy?
just
This
letting you
happened
know
one
now,
time
bro.
before. I'm not even gonna lie. That happened one time. So if it does happen, I'm not even gonna lie. Like
Yeah, I
I'll
mean it might not. I'm not saying it will. I'm just saying, you know, I kind of need you to take that L because otherwise I'm not pushing the button. You know, so
Hey, I won't even be
my
mad
deepest
as long as we in
condolences
the
now,
trade.
bro.
I'll take your entry. I'll take your entry if it appears, man. I won't even be mad.
Yeah, you just have to take a second jab at the market. But for me,
I
guys,
just have to take
this is not
another.
something that I could play without it being liquidated. This has to be liquidated first. These traders have to be taken out. So let me get some RIPs in the chat for Kyle.
Oh man. Oh, yo, what happened to the USD CAD, man? It's in profit. Drop some dollar signs for that, man.
Yeah, y'all could drop some dollar signs for the USD CAD, but
Hey man, all I know
The
is I
EU,
told you guys I'm more confident in USD CAD, so keep that in consideration.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, all these lows should get taken on USD CAD. I don't know if it'll how much sustainable it'll be past that point, but yeah. You know,
We were paying
I'm
to
just
play in
giving
a
you guys my
15-minute
opinion.
live
Listen, I'm just
OB.
not executing on that EU without what I want to see. That's all. You know, again, Kyle could be right. It could work out, but you know, we all have our entry models, and mine involves, you know, a little bit more of a push up. Again, I see the same thing on gold. The likelihood that we take this liquidity is pretty high. GU. It's a trade idea we explored, but I never executed on. So GU is the same thing. Like if you look at GU is actually already taken this candle. So GU theoretically is more ready than EU is, and I don't see any other reason this would continue to push up. Maybe I don't know if it wants to squeeze this like a little bit more, maybe slightly on this new 10 a.m. candle. But this GU is a little bit more clean and ready, I should say. This is technically speaking done what we want to see on EU. So
That's what I was
if you guys
thinking,
want to
bro.
get into the GU shorts,
I was literally thinking that because GU liquidated that candle and it looks
yeah,
so clean. Like
this is way cleaner than EU. If I was gonna be honest, I mean like currently again like EU can catch up. EU can still move up and capture that without dragging GU up too much. What we really should check though is what Euro GBP is doing, because this is gonna dictate to us which one's gonna be stronger for the day. And yeah, it looks like pound is a little bit stronger. Unless the sweep See, we just built up more liquidity here, though, after sweeping this. The question is that gonna hold? EG. Yeah, buyers are in control. Sellers can't really get a reaction. Yeah, I would probably pick GU over EU if I was being honest. I mean, they both should do the thing, but one of them will move technically a little smoother than the other, and it's probably gonna be the pound. Because again, I'm also
It's
looking at
always
like
GU.
pound weakness here. So, I mean, albeit not right now, but yeah, I would probably personally look at the pound, but if EU gives me this swipe, you guys know I'll be in. So, you know, we'll just have to wait to see what this new hour gives us here. And Jude says, "Damn, I took EU." Hey, listen, you know, we all have our methodologies. For me, EU is not active yet. Let me see. How you guys feeling in the chat? Let me know. What's your favorite setup? Let me know what you guys like the most for this morning. If you guys have charts that you want me to go over or Kyle to go over, we'll be more than happy to do that as well. It seems like Abel and Ray are off to a sleepy start this morning, so they'll probably be on us. I'll be on with us a little later, possibly. Maybe GU comes up to that imbalance around 1236. Is that like inside of this candle up here? Yeah, that's what I was kind of looking at. Is like maybe we do push above this little stupid candle here. 236. Oh, 236 is way higher. What am I talking about? Hold on. Let me look at the macro. Let me see what Cody's looking at. Because I didn't look left at all, to be quite honest. Let's see real quick. Yeah, we didn't take that either. Yeah, there's some possibility of it. If the dollar wants to keep on its tear where it continues to sell off, then yeah, that's a possibility. I'll tell you why though. I really like GU as well. It's because you have like all of this range built up, and like you have the possibility that this is maybe a UTAD, like maybe, right? Like we cleared these highs here on virtually no volume, and then when you came back down, you had a bunch of volume. So between that and then like now you're building up liquidity here, you know, the retest up into this area is, you know, the risk to reward is just there. Like if you wanted to play little shorter time frame stuff, again, maybe you can still, like, I still think like the better entry here would be like something like this, because again I see EU pushing up more. So you could really take a stab at this market here with like, you know, 15 pip risk with a target of at least, you know, 116. So, you know, you're looking at something that's going to be like a 1 to 6 at the minimum, if it works out. So, yeah, I don't know. I just like the sweep here, the build-ups below. You know, I would even expect price to maybe falter below this range here in the longer term. So, just because we already have a sweep and then we have a build-up, you know, I would take a stab at it. But I do see what you're seeing. If you do come out to the higher time frames, there is still some inefficiency here, though. Keeping in mind, not every inefficiency has to fill, so I'm more than willing to take stabs in this area because of that. But I do see what you're seeing as well, bro. Let me see. Hedging gold and NAS, so I'm good. I have a limit on that same GU move. Yeah, the GU move looks clear. I would personally, like, this is something that I would take a stab at. I would have to, just based off the way I trade. The risk to reward is too smooth, and again, I could lose a setup like this, you know, 4 or 5 times before it really becomes an issue, especially on 15 pips, 0.5%, 1/4% risk. Really shouldn't be an issue. So we're gonna stalk that, see if we can get that trade. Again, here comes EU to the upside. USD CAD, if you're in that with Kyle, is definitely working out. And Yeah, and gold we continue to just wait. So family, we're kind of in the boring part of the session right now. So as always, we will open this up as these trade setups begin to develop. I will open up the chat to Q&A, jokes, comments, concerns. Y'all know we could have some fun right now because the market is gonna be in a little period where between 9:10 in the morning and 9:30 we're gonna have to just really sit on our hands and wait for these entries. Right, this is gonna be the boring part of trading now. Right, we've done our job. We've sat down. We found the areas that we prefer to play. Kyle's already in some stuff. We're already in some stuff. From Sunday, but really we just have to wait. So it's gonna be a little bit of a waiting game. So if you guys have questions, feel free to throw that in there. If not, I could always put the music and the vibes back on, and we can kind of just chill out and let the market do its thing. But yeah, family, I'll be honest with you guys. We are entering the 15-20 period mark, where we have to just sit here and quite literally wait. So, if anybody has some cool YouTube videos, maybe we could do some reactions to YouTube videos. You guys have analysis you want us to check out, more than happy to do that. Let me see. Can we look at AU? Yeah, AU is going to be very similar to the stuff we just went over. But let's take a look anyway. So look, if we identify the same candle on AU, right away, we need to be trading above here for me to even try. Again, we still have, some pent-up bank holiday liquidity here. That's potentially going to get ran, so this level, again, I'm not really going to mark this. This is like the thing, too, I've noticed on a lot of your guys' charts, and a lot of your charts do have just every liquidity area marked up. That's why I use these hourglasses, is because I just want to remind myself of just the main area I want to get taken. Alright, so for me, again, like, I really just want us to be above this candle. Like, I really just would prefer to go short right above this. And then just risk the high. And again, looking for like a range breakdown below these lows, which again is just going to be, again, my area of liquidity to go target. For whatever reason, my emoji didn't go there. Just always annoying. And we're just going to look at something like that. So that would be my AU setup. Again, this is the same setup that we have on GU, EU, gold. I mean, it's, again, they're all, dollar pairs. So it will remain the same. But if you want the exact numbers on this, we're looking at like 69947, right? That's basically how I would be looking at that. That would be my setup for this morning. Alex, good morning, bro. How do I feel about Ethereum? I'm bullish Ethereum. I'm very bullish Ethereum. People keep thinking, oh, it's so high, it's gotta sell, it's gotta sell, it's a bear market, we're in a recession. No, I'm still bullish these. Again, I get it. I'm looking at like foreign currency pairs kind of moving down. Does that possibility exist here? Yeah, but the setups are like not quite as clear, right? We don't really have the candle. I mean, there's like this filled the wick, but we're already kind of coming back up. So does this stuff maybe fade off today? Again, like it's playing above all of this internal range liquidity, as Ray calls it. So like, yeah, could you take the same kind of stab at this, like try something like this? Yeah, you could. But again, like, how many times are you going to expose yourself to the same trade, right? Because, like, if you're going to take EU and you're going to take gold and you're going to take AU and you're going to take GU and you're going to take Ethereum and you're going to put 0.5% of risk on all, they're all either going to work or they're all either going to fail. So it's like, how many different types of, the same type of risk do you want to take, right? Like, for me, like, I'm only going to, like, out of all these things we talked about, I'll maybe take... I'm already hedged gold, so I'll maybe take EU, because EU would be a hedge to my buys. That's the one position I haven't hedged yet, but I wouldn't be sitting here trying to take everything. So Ethereum I would probably just ignore, right? I would probably just look at this, wait to see if this gets a dip, and I'd probably just try to get into the buying. So again, like for this, we just need to see a spillover below all of this nonsense. Ideally, I would want down here. That's probably going to be unlikely. You're probably going to fall short somehow inside of this kind of nonsense. So, maybe we pull back to here, maybe we do, something like this today. where we do fall, and then maybe eventually we do spill down. But I need an actual pullback before I play. I'm already long on this. You guys already know we've been talking about DCA, and you guys should have your automatic buys on for these. But this setup is not quite as clear. I wouldn't want to be shorting this. I'm gonna just let this do its thing. These are a little bit more volatile than, you know, currency. So the moving currency could be like 15 pips, but it could be like $40 on Ethereum. So yeah, let this thing continue to run. It still has liquidity above here to grab. So yeah, this is gonna continue to push up, in my opinion. Let's just go take a look at some of the stuff we're looking at. Yeah, see, like GU is now playing up in this area, so let's take a look at this. There's that EU liquidation. Alright, so let's see if some of these trades are going to trigger for us. Gold still hasn't moved. Yeah, see how GU remains strong. Remember, this is not a limit, so we're not executed off of this. But if that breaks the high, I'm probably not going to play GU. I'll probably just end up playing EU. Or... See, annoyingly enough, though, see, like, gold's not taking liquidity yet. So entering on EU is just, like, again, it's not that enticing. Yeah. We'll have to see what happens here. We'll give this 5-10 minutes again. Let them work this stuff out. GU remains very bullish. What's EG doing? This must be collapsing. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna give this stuff 5-10 minutes. See if any of it's worth executing off of. Again, just because it's up in our zone does not mean we immediately push the button. Right? There are still certain things we want to see out of the market, like the return back below here would be ideal. Again, ideally, gold would take some sort of liquidity as well. I mean, maybe it takes this, but preferably we break above these highs. That's what I would want to see. So, still gotta wait on our hands. Still gotta sit. Skag, have you seen the Solana phone? Yeah, it's a waste of your time. Cool. It's cool that they're making it cool that they're trying to push the industry that way, but that is a don't buy that. You're just gonna regret buying that. Unless you use like 50 different Solana apps every day, you're purely wasting your money buying that thing. Unless it's running Android and you can get all your other apps. I haven't looked into the OS that's on there, but I'm pretty sure they made their own OS, which is probably going to be trash, so yeah, that's my opinion. We put 1.5k into Bitcoin at 16k because of you guys. We already got 35% gains. Let's go. I love it, Alex. Keep adding to that, bro. Don't be scared all year. Remember, you're not looking to, you know, get out of that before 2024, 2025. So don't be scared to continue to add. What do you think of oil, guys? I've been trying to ignore oil, low-key. Low-key, oil is the only thing I really have taken a loss on. It keeps smacking me, so... just because of that, man, like, I really just have not been trading it. Yeah, I'm gonna just let this do its thing. I don't see a clear entry on it today. Let it continue to push up. I'm not feeling oil. Again, guys, I took this off my watch list a while ago when the longer term buys got hit at break even. And then I took a loss on it like a week ago. So like for me, like it's just off my watch list. Like I know like when I take too many losses back to back on something, you know, 3 or 4 losses, I gotta just take it off the list. So oil is off my list personally. I do apologize, but I'm just not in the environment to be trading this right now. I know when I'm off on something, so USD CAD and profit. Yeah, let's go take a look at some of this stuff and see if any of this stuff has returned back in the range. So EU is stalling. GU. This is so funny. Did GU crack the high or no? No. Yeah, we'll give this EU a little bit longer. We might have to take a stab at this, honestly. You guys want to take a little high risk stab? I might take a high risk stab on this. We should see this candle close. We should give this like 5 minutes. We can give it 5 minutes. It's okay. Unless it falls like 20 pips in 5 minutes, we should still be able to grab it. Let's give this. Let's wait for it to close. Let's not go. Let's not go too degenerate yet. We look at AU. AU. We just looked at this, guys. So you could either rewind, but I'll take a look at it for you. Again, AU. Again, some of this stuff I feel like it has to push further, right? AU, I would prefer to see it push to 6995. But unfortunately, some of this other stuff does look ready, like EU looks ready. So if we execute on EU, if you want to take the same thing on AU, that's going to be up to you. It looks like we might get what we want out of EU here to take a little bit of a hedge. So I'm actually going to enter personally into an EU sell. And I'm going to run my stop at the highs here at 10874. So I'm running really like a 25 pip stop. If you want to refine that more, that's really up to you. But I am going to take this, so personally speaking. So I'm now in EU for more or less here. My stop loss is going to be at the high. And if you want to be a true degenerate, you could run this recent high, but understand there's like a way higher chance that you're going to get stopped out of that. So yeah, my stop is here at the 10875, which gives me about a 20 or about a 15 pip stop for my entry. So again, we'll see how this candle closes in 3 minutes. If it does close down like this, we'll continue to hold. If for some reason it wicks back to the upside and closes, bullish, we'll maybe exit and just look to re-enter. But I am going to be in this EU trade now. That the liquidation of that candle happened, and we're getting the rejection back down. Again, I'm going to target. I want you guys to. So listen, for me, it's a little bit different because I'm hedged on my buys, right? So, like for me, I'm gonna just be a degenerate and try to hold this as long as I can. For you guys that are trying to grow your accounts, the smartest thing to do is to close half of your position in the first area of liquidity, right? Which is going to be below all of these areas here, right? Below all these kind of really janky lows. So it would be wise as you break below this level to begin taking, 50%, right? So you could either use the fresh break into this liquidity, or you could use this wick fill, right? Whatever your preference is, right? If we can get down here, remember, because this trade could still potentially just stop us out. But these would be like the two areas that I would advise, you look at like taking, potential like partials at, which gives you about the 1 to 4. For me, I'm really going to look to see, again, if I could hold something like this for like down here, which gives me like a 1 to 10. So we'll see. It's a 15 pip risk. And again, it really depends on how this 5-minute candle ultimately closes, on whether or not it's going to work out for us. But I'm going to jump the gun. I'm just, like I said, I'm already in the position. It's a 15 pip risk. I see everything that I want to see out of the trade. Am I fully confident in it? No, because again, we don't have this 5-minute close, and I am playing it, a little bit early. But that's how I get the better risk to reward before I let it get too far ahead of me. So again, we'll see what happens. Well, G was a little bit more volatile up here. So again, if you want to take the GU, you potentially could, but it might even be wise to wait after till 9:30, to be quite honest. Wait for the next 15-minute candle, but I jumped the gun. It's okay.
I did re-enter EU as well, so I'm in your trade, man. I guess we on a skag signal today.
Yeah. I'm a little worried, bro, to be honest, because like gold hasn't captured liquidity yet, so we might take the loss. We might take the loss, but you never know if you don't try, right?
And that's the reality of trading sometimes. That's why we tell you
Well, it's
guys.
the reality of trading all the time.
Yep, that's why we
The
tell you
reality is
guys.
sometimes like this, when you don't wait for the candle closure, you get faked out completely like an idiot. But nonetheless, I'm gonna continue to hold my position and see how we close after 9:30 here. Again, it's a 15 pip risk, so I might actually low key just extend my stop loss like 8 pips, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I'm gonna actually just, because again I'm in a hedge, so I'm gonna use 8.3 personally. If you want to use the high, so be it. But I'm gonna use 8.3. Let me just adjust my trade real quick. 108.83. Yeah, see what we get. Cause I'm now I'm looking at the daily now, and this is ugly as all hell. This is a strong daily candle we're shorting into. But we shall see. I see that we got the boy Abel on the call. Let me ask him how he's doing. You want to say good morning, my brother? How you feeling?
What's going on? What's going on? I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain too much.
Let's go. Let's go. Somebody says, what goes through your mind when you hold for weeks? I mean, just to be honest with you, at this point, not much. When you first start holding for weeks, a lot of anxiety, a lot of emotions. It's honestly a really tough mental battle. But at this point in my journey, it's just like it's just the standard for me. So it is what it is. The same thing goes through my mind, whether it's weeks, days, hours, minutes. It's all the same to me. The risk is accepted, and that's that. Yeah, I'm less confident in this EU trade, to be quite honest with you. I still think like gold and AU still need to move up, bro. I really do think I'm early on this. I'm about to give Kyle his second loss of the day.
Hi.
Yeah, USD CAD. You
Hey,
see, this is the thing too. Is like USD CAD still looks good to like come under here. So it's like, I do think I'm early. I do think I got faked out of this. Yeah, I might actually just.
we did get faked out hard, man.
I did. That's why I should have waited for the candle closure. This is why typically you'd want to wait for the candle closure because I could have snagged a little bit better of an entry. To be honest, that doesn't mean I wouldn't have taken it. It just like it's annoying because we could have got a more refined entry, and all that does is change the risk to reward, right? I could have ran the same stop loss and just extended my risk to reward, right? If I push the button now and I just was 5-10 minutes more patient, I could have extended. And again, the chance of failure remains the same on both trades. But see, like now the risk to reward's just nicer. But I don't know. We'll see what happens after 9:30. Again, like I said, it's a 15 pip risk. I'm only really risking like 0.5%. So I was holding for a long TP. The pullback on gold took me out. That's gonna happen. You guys think that I catch trades that I hold for weeks without being knocked out at break even like a bunch of times? You're out of your mind. It's not like not every trade I take smacks for that. A lot of trades I partial out, and a lot of trades come back and take out those remaining partials. That's just part of the risk you accept. Like, you guys notice, like, I'm not really getting emotional. I'm just annoyed that, like, I could have got a better risk to reward ratio. Whether this wins or loses, like, it's not going to affect my day. It's not going to impact me. So same thing with, like, those swings. Like, you're not going to be able to get, like, let me just not, like, lie to stream about what my entry is, because my entry is, like, down here. So it's gonna happen, bro. Like, you gotta understand, like, some cycles, just need more time, especially on like daily and weekly time frames. Like, you're not gonna get swings. Like, think about like GJ. Like, look at my GJ swings. Like, you don't think, I mean, like, this really almost like imagine the nerves on this 169 trade, right? Where I went short over here. Look, there's 1, 2, 3 times the market came within like 80 pips of my entry, which on a daily time frame is pretty close. Like, this is really it's really flirted with my entry. Like, it's gonna happen. And there are times where like this liquidity grab does take you out and it just falls, and like you have to get like another entry down here. Like, it's annoying, but it happens. Like, welcome to the dynamics of trading where things like that are gonna happen. But Abel, you got anything you want to go over, bro? Is there anything that was on your radar that you maybe wanted to explore?
Not necessarily. I'm just watching. I'm watching right now. I'm actually
Big
on the
bet.
way home,
What
so
do
I'm
you
not
think
even
of?
in front of my computer.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, we appreciate
Fortunately.
you joining and adding your input at the very least. Then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm literally watching the same thing that you guys are watching as well. I'm just playing gold, waiting to see what gold ends up doing. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm
once I get
with
back on my
you.
computer,
Are
I'll
you are
be able
you
to
look are
see
you
what's up.
looking at something like this on gold? This is what we kind of, and again, this is why I think EU is gonna fail for me, but.
Yeah, I was looking at a little, yeah, pretty much in that same similar area that you're looking for your entry is where I was starting to identify it as well, because I did want to see those equal highs get taken out first to see if we can see some selling pressure coming in markets after then.
Yeah, yeah, definitely agree. James, tell me what you need the numbers for, bro, and I'll let you know. No, Jay, I am break even on gold. I went break even, some point yesterday. I went break even. All right, let's take a look. So Nasdaq did open. Ooh, it's 9:30. Whoops. All right. So yeah, this did continue up. Um, yeah. So again, like I'm just not a buyer up here. But if this begins to fade off, man, again, like the idea that you could, go short on this, like, because all of these are gonna move very similar. If you guys haven't already been pretty privy to that, all these setups are the same thing. But you could do something like that if it does come back down. I'm gonna just keep an eye on this EU though, because this is the trade that I'm in. And to be quite honest with you guys, if this does push up above this wick here, I might just exit my position early. Because again, I don't want to fight the daily momentum of EU. Like there's a lot going on up here. We are flirting with really interesting highs. There's still wicks to be filled, and I'm still very much bullish from all the way down here. So, again, for this trade, it's a little different for me, but I do want to keep an eye on this. If we have to exit it early, that's fine. If we can reduce our exit, that's cool. If this begins to start breaking down, I may move my stop to here. Right, so just keep that in mind as like a management option. But we'll see how this 15-minute candle kind of acts and closes. Let's see what we had. I had $50 up to $80, but then got margin called. How did you get margin called if you were in profits? You had to have added onto your trade if you got margin called. I mean, no way you got margin called on a trade that was in profits. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. Unless you withdrew out of the account and reduced the balance. That would have been the only possible way you can get margin called on a trade that was up. Got stopped on GU? What did GU do that you got stopped on? Yeah, again, this didn't really give an entry. We didn't even if you took this when we took EU, it shouldn't have or maybe it would have. Again, that's why I didn't take this, because I saw the strength coming into this. It wasn't ideal. But yeah, we'll just see what happens with this EU family. We're in like 4 pips of drawdown. Ooh, I'm scared. Shivering in my boots over here. USD CAD. Yeah, this gold worries me, man. Oh, you have limits. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. I mean, I feel you. I don't. Yeah, that's why I hate limits. I despise limits because again, it's gonna trigger no matter what is happening in the market, which I just hate. Especially leaving them overnight. I never leave a limit overnight. London loves to just immediately take out my limits. Immediately. I only do a limit if my stop loss, if I'm trading like a 4 hour or like a daily, I'll leave a limit in, because then my stop losses are like 40, 50, 60 pips, which is okay for a limit. But when I'm trading like this and my stop loss is like sub 20, 10, 15, 12, 18, something like that, there's just that the limit more times than not, the market's going to be a little bit more volatile than you were expecting. Because you'll be looking at something during Asian session, like all the candles are kind of small, but at the time New York hits, see the volatility kicks up a little bit. And then what you thought was going to be a good stop is, not enough. So, that boy D Warner says drop a like. Do it for him, don't do it for me. Or do it for me, Either or, we appreciate y'all either way. London is my kryptonite. Yeah, I mean London is cool if you're gonna be awake for it, but if you're gonna be asleep for it, there's no reason to try to predict what's gonna happen. Because again, the reactions are everything. All right, it seems like EU is gonna probably stop us out. Maybe, maybe not. Let's
Now I'm
see.
still gonna hold until stop loss, man, because you know I already took a loss on the first one, and I'm not gonna take a loss on the second one because I closed out early, and then
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, yeah, I'm just let it hit the stop. You assumed your risk, right? You already know the worst possible thing that could
yes,
happen. Like, and if you don't know, like, put it that way too. Like, if you don't know what your loss is gonna be up here, then you really should not be in the trade, right? I'm perfectly aware of exactly what my loss is gonna look like when it hits this. I've already accepted that fact, so it's no different to me. But I will say, if we do break above this wick, the chance of the trade success will drastically increase, or I'm sorry, decrease. We might just be getting a wick fill now, which is why I haven't made any adjustments. But ultimately, just come stop me out. Like, I'm not really gonna play with this. Still trying to figure out how to trade with this work schedule. Well, what's your work schedule, bro? Drop it in the chat. Let me see if I can help. I'm almost certain that the answer is you just need to wake up earlier. I know that's not the answer you're going to want to hear, because you're going to be like, I'm already only getting 6 hours a night as it is, bro. You want me to wake up even earlier? In which case I'd say, yes, go to sleep earlier. But yeah, drop like a rough idea of what your schedule looks like, bro, and I'll try to help. I'll be honest with you guys, the best times to be sitting at the charts, man, is not right now. I mean, this is a good time too, don't get me wrong. But 6 a.m. to 6:30, I wake up at 4. Yeah, those boys are already up. To be honest, Eric, man, when I had to be at work at like 7, 8, right? When I was working at Apple a few years ago, the best times for me, bros, I would wake up at like 4:45 and I'd be on my charts by like 5:15. I would do my charting between like 5 and like 6:30, which I know doesn't help you because you got to be at work at 6. But that 5 o'clock hour, that 5 o'clock Eastern hour, is probably one of the best times to do your analysis. I'm gonna just be real with you guys. I love doing analysis 5 a.m. Eastern, because London is already open and active. So you're not too early to the market, right? London's already up. It's already doing it. London's already kind of done its like mess, and there's nice pre-market volume heading into New York. So you can kind of spot out, like if we went live at like 5 a.m. and price was down here, our analysis would have been the same. We still would have looked at this area. At that point, you just can set an alert and then just go to work and then wait for your alert to get set off. That's what I used to do. So, if you sit at your charts at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you don't really have to be on charts at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Like, maybe if you're getting your alerts to execute, but you really shouldn't have to redo your analysis. By 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you should be able to do everything you need to do in order to trade for the day. So, yeah, that's just that would be my opinion on that. Yeah, hop on chart like 15 minutes. That's all you need, bro. Listen, once you guys have your systematic process down, it should really only take you between 5 and 20 minutes to go over all your pairs. If it's taking you longer than that, then again, you may not be fully comfortable in your systematic process, which is fine. But once you get comfortable, analysis should take you, virtually no time. And you should be looking at your pairs so frequently that you're always up to date. You already know what they're doing. You already know where they are. You already know where your next entry would logically be. And it really just makes it easier. If you're trading something different every day, then yeah, that progressively gets harder and requires more time. Gold is melting, is it? Which is annoying because EU is not melting, and that's the one we took. And gold is the one that wasn't ready, but it's the one that's melting. So welcome to trading, where sometimes you very simply pick the wrong pair, because currencies are not doing anything. Alright, well, I mean, this gives us a little bit of hope, but if these things don't move, then Don't be a little annoyed. We're more or less down like 2 pips, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, your courses would help me maintain some consistency. Well, I'm happy to hear that, bro. Definitely happy to hear that the content has helped you maintain that. And there's a lot of new lessons coming, by the way. Like, there's a lot more that we gotta still discuss and cover. Maybe not on the charting and technical side, because I made sure I gave you guys, all of that sauce. I will be tweaking a few things to make comprehension easier. But there's a lot of other things, bro, that I still have for you that could help you out. Like the whole psychology section, the whole, money management, like risk section, like all of that stuff will, again, add on to that. But on a technical basis, I'm glad it's helping you. As soon as Abel said gold, I scoped it out and took an entry. Yeah, I mean, Abel, again, was like kind of with me, bro. It's like we still think that it should push higher. We still think the entry is not here, but, yeah, this EU is not going to work. Not going to work. Take a look at NASDAQ. Of course, NASDAQ is running perfect from that sweep. Yeah, the euro is stronger than the pound, weaker than the dollar, or stronger than the dollar. Is the dollar really just having that bad of a day? It is. See, this is maybe, again, even getting to the point where this is like do or die. Yeah, these are riskier jabs at the market, family. But listen, when you're expecting reversals, this is this is the type of nonsense you gotta play, type of nonsense you gotta put up with. Yeah, Naz did make a nice move as well. Skaggs, have you traded silver since that mishap of thinking it was gold? I haven't really traded silver, personally. Again, it's when I think about like you guys gotta like imagine my risk, right? My risk is very one-sided, and I warn you guys not to do this. I'm very much, if you looked at my MT4, aside from this EU sell that we took today that I took as a hedge, I'm very much like bearish, or I'm sorry, yeah, I'm very much bearish dollar. So it's like I could take silver, but I'm already in gold. So like, what am I really benefiting from like unnecessarily adding on to silver? Like if silver goes up, I'm already benefiting because I'm already in a correlated metal. So, like I wasn't thinking about that when I took those entries on gold. I wasn't like, oh, let me check silver too. So in the moments, it just slipped my mind. But the answer is no. It's been a very long time since I traded silver. Shout out that boy Reap though. I know Reap be on that silver. I know he be on it. Yeah, my only issue is not catching entries because you hate limits. Alerts, bro. Alerts. Just instead of setting a limit, just set an alert. Your phone's gonna go off. If you pay for TradingView, guys, alerts are amazing. Right? If you add an alert here and you pay for TradingView, like come in here to notifications, like literally click notify on app. If you have the app on your phone will send you notifications. Just put on everything, like notify on app, show pop-up, send email, play sound. Listen, some of you guys that use Discord and Telegram, you could use webhooks. I don't currently, like, I gotta resubscribe to TradingView, but if you guys don't know what a webhook is like, it's almost like an API or like a system. It's like a system to send an alert from here to somewhere else, right? So you could actually set up a webhook, and you just Google how to do this, but search like TradingView to Discord webhook, and you could actually set this up where your alert goes off in TradingView, but it sends you a message on Discord, or it sends you a message on Telegram, or it does some other task. Like you could hook this up to a whole lot of different systematic processes. So like there's really no excuse when people are like, oh, I missed trades because I wasn't paying attention, or like I wasn't at my chart. It's like there's a lot of different ways you could set up alerts to just notify you in like literally any area ever. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Yeah, 10 a.m. is going to spike these highs. Wanted to buy GJ this week, but the best entry was on Sunday. Yeah, nah, I feel you. I feel you. I was looking at it. I was looking at it as well for the buy. But yeah, Sunday was the best open price. UJ. Yeah, see this. So looking at this just makes me feel again like I'm gonna get stopped at EU, because like all of this like built up liquidity here in this like little stupid trend line, which I'm sure a lot of retail people have drawn. I feel like it's again it's just still gonna break even when I come out to the 1 hour. Like it just screams to me that the next hour candle is probably gonna liquidate this. And again, like if I was gonna play this the same way as most other pairs, like this the only setup I would want to play on this is something like this, where I could take super low risk to reward, and just play inside of the liquidity pocket. But we see how that's going. Like it's not going great on EU. It's not going great on a few pairs. So these are super risky trades when you're trying to trade inside these extremes. You know, they're high chance of failure, but they're, you know, high risk to reward potential payout. So that's what I see on UJ. I'm pretty sure this is also what you had, Judah. If I remember from your chart, I'm 90% sure this is what you had. So yeah, unfortunately, I do think we're gonna take this loss on EU just because, again, a lot of other pairs seemingly have more liquidity to grab. Maybe this sits here while they grab it. I find it unlikely. I think I'm going to end up taking the loss. And you guys know me. I would rather believe in the loss than to get so overhyped about the win that I'm disappointed when it loses, right? I'd rather go into EU just assuming it's going to lose rather than to hype myself up and then it loses and I'm all annoyed for the day. I'd rather just be, you know, accept the fact that it's probably not going to work. Would Naz 15-minute consider BACB? Let's look. If you're talking about current action, no. No, it would not be. No, it would not be. Remember, a CB guy lives in a downward move, right? So if you have a trading range, a CB has to be inside of a move, right? So it would be inside of the down move somewhere is where the CB would live. The CB wouldn't live in like, you know, like a peak. Like the CB wouldn't like live, you know, like here. You know, like say, you know, like that was the range. Like the CB wouldn't normally live there. It's usually in the middle of a move. But I'm sure, you know, people are defining it as they want to define it. Yeah, even NASDAQ recovered, yeah. It looks like it's going to be quite an annoying day. Maybe EU does come back for us, but... But yeah, for those of you guys that are not in the trade, we're maybe waiting for more confirmation. You know, if you think some of these wicks are some additional confirmation, if that's, you know, part of your trading plan, again, you can maybe still stalk some entries. I did want to check in with Abel and Kyle, though. How you guys feeling? Anything you guys want to add, check out? Just want to make sure you guys didn't need to take screen for any reason.
Nah, I'm hawking the markets right now. Hawking. I mean, what do you think about GBP USD, bro? Now that we actually did sweep those highs, um, what are you waiting for on that? If you are, I
I
think
mean, we were looking for the same thing over here. Again, the when I seen this candle, I kind of threw the idea away because I figured it was gonna spike this. And again, mostly we looked at Euro GBP to come to that conclusion that the pound was gonna be a little bit stronger. So I don't know. Like the possibility is here, but like I still Like, there's just nothing on these lower time frames, bro, that really tell me that, you know, that we're ready. I think even if you did get like a spill off, like there's more opportunity again. Like you just take the first 5 minute candle that pushes up. You know, don't even look for that
Yeah.
strong of a pullback. Just like if it sells off, just the first 5 minute candle that pulls back, just take it and run the high maybe. Cause this one again, there's just nothing here. I mean, you could take it again like a super high risk trade, but with the fact like EU is just doing nothing up here, bro. The market is just choppy. It's just noisy. It's just not doing anything. So yeah, it's hard for me to take that one because at least this one's still in the pocket, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, each pair tells me a little bit of a different story, which typically when it does that is usually okay, I'm gonna stay out of the market today. But we're already in, so we can't do much. Just set an alert on GJ for myself. I'm gonna just wait and add to that position. Yes, a fact. Yeah, I mean that's probably the best play, to be honest with you, Eric. Is that GJ? Here's actually a question for you guys. Who's been using their trading journal already? Right? Who's tapped into their trading journal? Let me actually pull up. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up the one I'll use on stream here. Hopefully this doesn't actually somehow mess up everybody else's. It shouldn't. That's not it. Alright, so who's actually been using their trading journal? Who tapped in? Let's see. I'll put some of my trades in here. Let me switch over to the browser real quick. Oh, well, hold on. This is not even the right document. See, the thing is, I moved this out of my Office 365, so unlike you guys, I don't even have it uploaded. I have to re-upload it. Okay, maybe I won't pop it up then. I'll send my journal to the community tonight. I've only taken... Eric, are you using the new journal or are you using your own journal? I want to know how your new journal is running. Just observing, got to really dive into your course, bro. I love it so far. Yeah, shout out to you too, Easy Pip Sniper. I know you just really got it. D Warner says not yet. The trading journal is crazy. Yeah, it's a little. When you're first putting data in, it's a little wonky because remember, if you don't have any losses in there, it will be difficult to display data. Same thing with the wins. If you only have wins or only losses in there, it won't display anything. But once you have a win and a loss, it will. This other Eric Molina said I'm using my own journal. We have mad Erics in the chat. I'm gonna have to give y'all nicknames. We'll have to nickname you guys like Eric 1, 2, and 3 or something like that. Cause no cap, there's like 3 or 4 of you guys in there. So we gonna have to get some nicknames for you guys. Where can you get the journal? That's a fantastic question. So the journal is something that was offered as a addition to the webinar we are doing on Friday. So just to be full transparent with you guys, we were running this webinar on Friday, right? The free in-depth masterclass before we officially launch the community. And once you sign up for the masterclass, you will be given an opportunity to get the trading journal on the second page. So if you just secure your spot, please don't email me. You'll be able to get the journal, which looks like this. And you'll be able to kind of access that and go through. You'll get a whole video on all of that stuff as well. But yeah, all you have to do is just go sign up for the masterclass here. I'll actually even drop the link here for you guys, so you guys can go and grab your free spot that we're running on Friday. Whoops, let me just give you guys that screen. And yeah, on Friday Ray and Abel really about to drop like an hour and a half, 2 hours of information. And then we will show you guys everything we got planned for the communities. And it's really just going to be a lit day. But yeah, the journal is a part of that process, helping people actually get funded through a systematic process of actual data. The chat won't load for me for some reason, so 1 second, guys. I don't know why the chat won't load. But you can get it by going through that page there. I seen that. I wasn't able to attend, but I signed up for the next one. We haven't ran it yet, so that masterclass happens this Friday, guys. There is no, there was no opportunity for you to miss this. This actually happens on January 20th at 7 p.m. So you did not miss this. This is in 3 days, 9 hours. I think we're at something like 280 seats taken out of the 300. So I do have to update the page to let you guys know there's like virtually no seats left. But again, hop in there, go grab that. We will see you guys on Friday with that. I'm just starting with the trading journal. Looking forward to it. Yeah, the journal's a one-time fee. It's like $27 one-time fee. You never have to pay it again. It's an amazing journal. It did cost us money to develop it, which is, because of the charts and graphs and all that in there. The person that made it work, we actually had to pay. We actually had to hire a developer to make it for us, which is why we had to charge for it, because it actually costed us money out of pocket. But yeah, it's a one-time thing. You don't have to pay for it or anything like that multiple times. Would not charge you guys monthly for a spreadsheet. That's just insane. Hype though, because GJ is on that new journal. Eric, put some of your other trades in there, bro. You don't have to. It doesn't have to just be your new trades, guys. If you guys took other trades this year, feel free to put it in there. The way you should be treating that journal is at the end of every trading day, you guys should be going in and putting in your trades. You don't have to do it immediately. If you're adding screenshots, you probably want to do it relatively quick, just so you have the screenshots, or just make sure you save your chart screenshots. But at the end of the trading day, you just go in, just open up your MT4 history, go to the day, look at all your stuff, and just fill out the information. This way you guys can get systematic data, and you can find out when you're most profitable, what days you're doing the best on. You guys can get a calendar overview of your progress. You could organize your trades by strategy, which is something that MyFX book doesn't do. You could, filter data through intraday and multi-day. There's just a lot of things that you guys can do with that journal. So don't be scared to just also put in previous trades, right? Any trades that are on your account, if you have to go back and fill 2 months worth of data, you have to do it. I mean, it's, some people would say that's not fun. It's not cool. It's annoying. But, if you really care about hitting a level of profitability and you really care about the data and understanding, where you're making money, where you're losing money, and how you can make adjustments to that, then you guys need to sit there and put in all your data. Just cop the journal. Been looking for a solid journal to track trades. Yeah, this is probably by far one of the best manual journals that I've ever made or had a hand in making. We've given you guys journals in the past with some analytics, but the analytics in this thing are crazy. But yeah, we definitely appreciate y'all. And again, if you guys need any help with that, you guys know, reach out to me, right? If you guys are having any issues, anything a little confusing, reach out to me. You guys know. We always got you guys. But yeah, let's take a look at these markets again. I mean, EU doing absolutely nothing. Dead on arrival, this EU. Gold, still doing nothing. NASDAQ. Again, if you took this trade, which is not something that I officially called out, but, it's working through its stuff. But again, I'm not personally in that. I don't think anybody took that one. Yeah, GU remains up there. So yeah, it really looks like we just gonna have a dud day of trading. You know, maybe the market's gonna be more active towards end of day, but right now it's really just looking like a lot of stuff is still just working out its time. The second I say that, you look, see, sometimes you gotta just tell the market that that it's not doing enough for you, and then it finally starts to move. You can't even make that up, right? As I'm sitting here, literally explaining that the market is just has not enough volatility. Interestingly enough, though, is there anything on the docket at 10 a.m. that would be causing this little spike? No, not really. Okay. That's very aggressive. What up with that? That makes me feel like I'm missing news. Is my calendar
It's like
lying to
that
me?
dreaded 10 a.m. candle that we, you know, that 10 a.m. candle
I
is,
know, but
is
that's
always
what scares me,
symbolic.
bro. Yeah, there is no news. Alright, lit. So look, the market heard me. You know, ring ring, called up Mr. Market Maker. But this does scare me, I'll be honest with you guys. I would probably reduce risk on EU. I'd probably put my stop probably a little bit closer to these highs, because now if we erase this, it's gonna be a mess. You do not want to erase this. And the reason I'm worried is because this is literally the first minute, 2 minutes of the candle. This is a fresh 1 hour candle now that is doing this. So it's like if this begins to erase, it can get real nasty real quick. So I would again maybe reduce the risk down to like 7.5, just use the absolute high. See what we get from this, but I'll be honest with you right now, I do not normally trust candles like this. I do not like when a new hour, I mean, look, it's already erasing. So this is going to be a shit show if this candle begins to go bullish. So just sit on your hands and knees, you know, sit on your hands, you know, get on your knees, pray to the Forex market makers that this 10 a.m. open is not just some nonsense volatility that's gonna get erased. But as soon as I say that, bro, as soon as I say that, Kyle, can you believe that, bro? The second I open my mouth and say it's doing nothing is when it likes to do that. Yeah, I guess they were just waiting for me to give up my patience, bro. That's like, that just goes to show, man. Like when you're at the end of your patience with something, is if you just get a little bit more, man, a little bit more. That's all the market asks for you. Just give a little bit more, 1% more. But yeah, we'll see what we get, family. We are up a smooth 23 pips right now. We only had a max drawdown of 8, so the reality of the risk to reward here is a 1 to 3 so far in terms of floating. So we'll see what's good. Eric said I re-entered. Let's go. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, I don't trust this move as fast as it happened. I don't trust it, but again, you know, we're at the will of the market here. You know, I mean, like, take a look at gold, right? Gold's not reacting. GU already going back bullish. So yeah, proceed with caution, because I don't specifically trust this. But again, we'll see. We're blue, so cool. Let me get a 333 in the chat if you guys are in this trade, though, just so I know who's in it. You can go break even if you want. That's, you know, not my style. I'd rather just reduce my risk to these highs. If I was gonna go break even, I'd rather just put my stop here. I'd rather just risk the 8 pips instead of the, you know, I basically cut my loss into a potential third, right? Because it was like a 15 pips, 17 pip stop before. If I can get it down to 8, it's like cutting it in half. That's good enough for me. Sometimes you don't always have to go break even. Sometimes just reducing your risk is enough. If you could take your stop loss and turn it from a 30 into a 10, that's just as good as going break even, right? Because if you're risking 1%, now you're only risking 0.33%. So don't always think the first answer is always, let me go break even. Sometimes just reducing your stop loss because the trade is beginning to work out in your favor is a better solution. Because this could come back to entry and still work out. But we got lots of threes in the chat, so I do like to see it. So yeah, we'll see what we get, family. See what we get. Go and let that rock out. I went break even and closed partials. Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. I mean, taking partials on 20 pips, if that's, you know, helpful to your account, so be it. Again, though, guys, for me to partial out, I do need a push below 108.07. So I would need to see this push below like 108 into the lower 108 areas. It's about another 40 pips from where we are right now. If I was gonna go break even, but let's go. This looks looking good so far. Hopefully it continues. Some people saying took their daily profit. So be it. Hey, listen, I took my 1 or 2 TP hit. Hey, listen, if that's the way you guys want to manage it, congratulations. I love it. I'm glad I could be of assistance. And you know, if y'all feeling generous with your social media tags, you know, my is @byskag. But more importantly, tag the Profit Society channel. You don't even gotta give me my personal flowers, right? Just give the company gram. It's, you know, it's flowers. But yeah, we appreciate y'all. Let's see. I've been doing the same thing as you for the break even, and it definitely helps my. Yeah, I mean, it all depends if you're trying to swing it or not. We're trying to catch like a few days trade here, maybe like a week and a half. So, all right. Excuse me while I get some water here. I'm a legend? Nah, you're a legend, man. Listen, I'm just a dude on YouTube. That's all. I'm just a dude on YouTube. Potential TP. I mean, listen, if you guys want to take the TP, that by all means, remember that's a personal choice. My setup, remember, I'm trading from liquidity to liquidity. There's no liquidity being grabbed here. There's like you could maybe say, yeah, there's theoretic liquidity below these, like, you know, lows here. And again, that might produce enough reaction to come and still stop me out. If that's gonna be the case, so be it. But this is not the liquidity I'm targeting. I am targeting lower 108s. You know, to each their own. I didn't hold this trade through all this nonsense to give it up after 20 pips. But again, if you're doing that, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just understand you're adding your own perspective to a trade, you know, that maybe wasn't yours to begin with, right? I'm a firm believer that if you guys are following my analysis, then you should follow my analysis. You should be doing what I'm doing. But if you want to make adjustments on a personal level because that's easier for you mentally, emotionally, then I'm not gonna be mad at you, right? I'm happy. You just take your money and run. But I'm always gonna update you guys based off of what I do, because that's all I'm really doing is just telling you guys what I do, and you guys are just coming to your own conclusions and assuming your own risk. So. So my target is the area that I would advise that you guys begin to look to take profits on is going to be down here at the 108 level, right? So as we break below all of these little lows on the 15 minutes down between 108, and for people that want to hold to the wick fill, you're looking at like 107.80. So below 108, as close to 107.80 as you can get. Again, some people are going to hold longer term, so they will try to get that 107.80 like me. Some people are more intraday. You know, they're going to want to exit at like 108, 108.2, 108.5, somewhere along the lines of there. But I would fully expect this to push down below 107.80 at the least for the day. What do I call liquidity? I mean, liquidity lives everywhere, right? Just to be clear, there's not like a single price point on the chart where liquidity isn't. But liquidity is easily defined as just above or below commonly taught, you know, logic. So it's the liquidity lives above, you know, a high, or below a low, or below a wick, or, you know, below a chart pattern. So if you have a double top, there's liquidity above the double top. If you have a head and shoulders, right, there's liquidity below the head and shoulders. Liquidity is just defined as the area of like above or below structure, right? So when we look at this, right, we look at like all these highs here, right? So you look at this like resistance, there's liquidity above the resistance, right? You see this can all be deemed as support. There's liquidity below the support, right? I don't trade off support and resistance. I trade off supply and demand. And supply and demand shifts happen in areas of liquidity or fresh price after build-ups in the market. So we can also see here too, the market just gave us an additional 10 pips. So we'll see what we get. Again, if you guys want to go break even on this, you know, be my guest. I'm going to ride out the, that's way too big of a stop. I meant to do that. I'm going to just keep my stop right above these recent highs at 108.70, more or less. Is the physical? No, the journal is not physical, guys. I know it asks for your address. It's not physical. It's digital because listen, I'll be honest with you guys. Physical journals for trading are trash. They're trash. I would not recommend you use a physical journal. If you want to use a physical journal just to track P&L, that's great. But when you're trying to know whether your strategy is profitable or not profitable, you cannot use a physical journal. You cannot attach screenshots to it. You can't get dynamic data like the journal that we have. It won't give you analytics. It won't let you, you know, adjust to see the statistics for your specific strategy. A physical journal for trading just does not work. And I explained it to, you know, some of my course students like this the other day, right? Imagine like using a physical trading journal is the equivalent to you guys loading up TradingView and then printing out the chart and then marking it up with a pen and a pencil. It's like, why would you do that? Like, like, unless you're charting on paper, doing a paper journal makes no sense. Like, you have the technology, use the technology. So yeah, it is a digital journal. It should be emailed to you relatively quickly. If you don't see it come through, just check your spam folder. It won't say Profit Society, annoyingly enough. I'm sorry. So just search Advanced Trading Journal or Trading Journal in your mail, and you'll see the file. Just make sure you download the files, upload it to Office 365 or Excel or Google Sheets or whatever you use for your spreadsheets. It should work relatively the same in everything, at least for my testing. But yeah, it is going to be digital because the information that it gives you just cannot be given that information in a physical journal. Yeah, I don't believe in physical journals. US 30 and NAS 100 divergence explanation. I'm trying to really think what you're even trying to reference with that question. Like, are they doing something different right now? Is that what you're asking me? Let me look at US 30. Let me look at NASDAQ. What the hell is NASDAQ doing? This is probably because of something to do with tech. Usually when something like this happens, it's because there's something very specifically going on with a certain sector. So right now there's probably something along the lines of very specific tech news. I don't know if there's earnings or news today on a specific tech stock, but usually that's what it is when you see something nonsense like this where US 30 is just not trading the same way as NASDAQ is. It just means because NASDAQ is mostly, again, it's all tech related companies, so tech could just be specifically hot today, which is why that's running and US 30 is not, because the inclusions are different. Yeah, I mean, even SPX is running, so US 30 is just something in particular about US 30 inside of US 30 is just not responding. It does occasionally happen. Usually they will catch up to each other, though. I have a few rules for break even. I'm not gonna go over them all on the call because they all are in my course. But the easiest, there's basically two basic ways you can do it. Either when your trade hits a 1-to-1, meaning when your trade and these are all conditional too, so I don't use that. Like, there's the situation in which I use a break even is different for each trade depending on, what my overall longer term bias is. But either when it's a 1-to-1, meaning if you risk 20 pips and you're up 20 pips, you can go break even. There's another way you can do it when you break the first area of liquidity on the time frame that you did the analysis on. When you survive the first pullback leg, there's a whole bunch of methods you could use. The most common that people use, though, is whenever they're up whatever their risk was. So if you risk 25 pips and then you're plus 25 pips, a lot of people will take that as the opportunity to go break even. For me, I don't like that rule unless structure also broke. So if I'm risking 30 pips and I'm up 30 pips and like we're trading in fresh liquidity, okay, that might be a reason for me to go break even. But yeah, it's dynamically different. So you should have like 2 or 3 different ways that you go break even depending on what you're seeing in the market. But I have situational conditions on those things. If I missed that when I registered, can I still get the journal? Yeah, you would have got an email 3 hours after you signed up saying that you can still buy it. So just check your email. The link should be still in your email. Yeah, I noticed the S&P is also running a little bullish as well. Does this US 30 look like reaccumulation to me? Well, I mean, we can't really, I mean, like, we have to almost say obviously because these did reaccumulate. It's just that US 30 didn't break out. But if you actually take a look, there's actually a little bit of a different. So for people who have my course, this will make sense. For other people that are new, just bear with me. But if you look in this area down here for volume, there's really no major sell volume on NASDAQ. If we take a look at SPX, same thing. There was no really bigger sell volume spike. US 30, though, however, actually does have higher sell volume profiles, which is probably why it's not breaking up. So, like, when we look at this from, like, a price action to, like, effort divergence, this is actually pretty logical, because, I mean, this is broke, internal range liquidity, as, like, an array would call it. For me, it would just be standard liquidity, but it did happen on higher sell effort, which NASDAQ and SPX just very simply don't have. So, keeping that in mind, again, it's not too surprising. Would I have caught that? Probably not, because I wasn't really paying attention to these this morning. But yeah, US 30 doesn't look quite as much like reaccum like NASDAQ does, because again, it has a little bit of a different sell volume profile with it. You hear the lawsuit with Wells Fargo? They said they will no longer do mortgages. They say that because I say that because I don't know if they are in US 30 causing that. No, bro. That's not. That's no. That's I don't. I mean, I don't think that would be the reason. Don't look for specific reasons like that. You can go to Bloomberg. Bloomberg will tell you the quote unquote reason. You should not don't try to find a rhyme and reason for it. Look for like technical reasons. Like for me, it's a technical reason. Right? It had more sell volume in it. It was more supply than the other markets. It actually had valid reason to continue to break lower. Based off the way that I trade. So I wouldn't go around blaming, Wells Fargo and whatever they said about mortgages purely on the fact that US 30 is lagging behind. Or maybe it's not even lagging. Maybe it's leading. Maybe NASDAQ doesn't even close up here. There's always that possibility. EU continues to tumble. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade. Like I said, after the liquidation of that candle, we should have got what we got, so... let me get some dollar signs in the chat if you guys still riding EU with me. Let me know. I like to know who's still holding and who exited. Is my course for beginners who know nothing about smart money? I would say all of our courses cater to beginners who know nothing about smart money. However, I would say my course does not cater to people that don't know about trading. You should still have an understanding of candlesticks, charts. You should have understanding of support and resistance. Like you should be versed enough that you know the basics of charting, but you don't actually have to understand any concepts about smart money. And actually, it would be better if you didn't, because I do not teach the same way most of these smart money concept traders do, because unlike most of these people that regurgitate information, there's a lot of these people that teach this stuff, and I'm not trying to bash people, because there are a lot of solid people out there, and I can confirm that there's a lot of people who know what they're talking about. But I've been on Instagram, I see all these little pages that put up schematics and entry models and stuff like that. The problem is these people are mostly regurgitating information. right? They might have learned smart money concepts a year ago. They might have learned Wyckoff logic a year ago, 2 years ago. You guys need to understand, I have what's close now to 6.5, almost 7 years trading smart money concepts and Wyckoff logic. So the way I explain stuff is not based off of the way somebody else taught it. It's based off my pure experience, and that's the way it goes for all of our courses. It's off our experience with it. So I define order blocks differently because most people don't have the correct definition of an order block. They don't know the correct characteristics because they haven't experienced hundreds, if not thousands of them like I have. I've tweaked stuff. That's why I knew this candle was going to get liquidated and it wasn't going to play like an OB like everybody wants it to because I have the experience of that. So I would say that it would almost be better if you didn't have knowledge of smart money concepts when you take my stuff because, unlearning some of those other definitions are tough sometimes. And again, that doesn't mean that there aren't people out there that teach that way and are very profitable and good at what they do. There absolutely are, but it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of the people, they may know the definitions, they may be able to regurgitate the information, but they don't have the experience. And then there's the other 20% of us that really do this shit and do it live in front of your face, like I do here on YouTube, like Abel does, like Kyle does, like Ray does. All on this channel, we consistently do this in front of your face, and the experience shows. So, like, am I gonna, be biased towards our stuff? Absolutely. But I think it's a bias that's worthwhile and and right in your face proof that again, my little intricacies they matter. Abel's little intricacies they matter. Kyle's, Ray's, they matter. So yeah, see, that's my problem too. Change of characters, bro. 95% of the people that teach change of characters have no idea what a change of character is. They don't use volume. They don't know, like, no. I had so many people tell me that this is a change of character on gold. Right? I had so many people tell me that this here is a change of character on gold. Right? Because this is a new low. So this is a change of character. This is not a change of character. You would have to be out of your mind to think that this is a change of character. There's no characteristics of a change of character whatsoever. It's 1,000% market absorption. It's 1,000% a reaccumulation spring. And I'll argue, the market is already proving this correct. Because if this was a change of character, you wouldn't have a reaction like this. So yeah, you gotta be careful with those little things you see on Instagram, man. Like, they'll get you close, but they won't teach you everything, unfortunately, because they don't know everything. Change of characters are a real thing. They are a real Wyckoff term, but most people, again, they don't add the volume to it. They don't add the other things that are necessary for a change of character. Yeah, this EU is busting. Like I said, it's either gonna work or it's not. What's the name of the volume bar? It's just volume. Very simply, just volume. Nothing else to it. Quite literally, just called volume. But listen, guys, this is breaking down to 108s. Like I said, as we break down into these lower 108 levels, these will be where intraday traders are going to want to look to take profits. So again, for those of you guys that took it up here, this is why I told you, this is not really the area we're looking to target. This is the liquidity, right? If the entry was true, we were going to come take this. So, yeah, this is going to be, what is this, for like 40 pips to the face, 50 pips to the face. So 50, 60 pips, took us a little bit to actually move, but that's okay. So if you guys want to start beginning to book intraday profits, you can. Again, I would look for it to break this structure. That's just me. But the difference is like 10 pips. So if you're okay with the 10 pip difference, begin to book out now. Take that 30%, take that 50% of your position. Go break even, hold the rest, and that's pretty much going to be our trading day, I think, because I really got nothing else for you guys. I don't know if Kyle has any updates on you. I'm pretty sure USD CAD probably came back because of this. Maybe not. Okay, well, who knows? Maybe this is one of those weird days where,
Yeah, it's a weird position that USD CAD is just going to continue bearish. Like, to be honest, I'm going to hold my bearish analysis. And it's wildly that I'm in a profit on a sell on USD CAD and on EU. So,
yeah, they both kind of moved at different times. So hopefully that works out for Kyle. This boy makes a bag on both ends.
Yep, I am in your entry, bro. And I will admit to the stream that your entry was the best entry. Can't even front.
I appreciate you, bro. And sorry, that we hunted your stop, but
Hey man, it's all right. I'm not even mad. I'm in the trade.
no, I know,
So
I know. Listen, it happens. It happens to all of us, bro. It's gonna be
hey
some days where it
man,
happens to me too.
I don't
It's
even need the credit. I need the bag.
it is what it is, bro. No cap. Hey Spec, I'm still monitoring oil in the 4 hours of Type 2. Yeah, I'm really trying not to look at oil, bro. I'm gonna just be real. I looked at it before. You should keep playing that bias because I don't see any reason to be selling it. So if you're playing an accumulation, bro, just keep playing it. I'm really trying not to look at it though. I haven't executed anything on it. I just been watching it to learn from it. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, drop a chart in the community, bro. I'll comment on it after the stream and stuff. I'll take a look at it. I want to see what you see, bro. Don't worry about what I see. I want to see what you see, and I'll give you my opinion on that. What days do y'all go live? So listen, guys. Let's talk about this because the YouTube live schedule is going to change, right? So typically we go live Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays, here at 8 or 8:30 in the morning. Kind of depends on what our morning looks like. But after the masterclass that happens on Friday, which again you guys should 1,000% go and reserve your seats for, especially after me giving you guys a nice smooth 50 pips on EU. Like the least you guys can go do is go get the free value that we're gonna drop on Friday. I mean, like, come on. But after Friday, guys, when we actually launch the Profit Society community, the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday streams at 8:30 in the morning, and possibly even slightly a little bit earlier, will be inside the community only. Now, that does not mean that we're going to leave YouTube high and dry with no value. What I'm probably going to do is after we finish the live trading sessions, we will then come back on YouTube for a little bit of a market recap, give you guys an idea of what we did in the live trading sessions inside the community so you guys can still get some value and learn from it, but the actual execution will be inside the community. So the schedule will be changing a little bit. We'll have more information for that on Friday as we kind of go through stuff. But yeah, these main trading sessions will be inside of the community starting next week. So just be prepared for that. We'll still be doing the Sunday call on here, live every Sunday, 9 p.m., giving you guys fundamental analysis for the week, technical analysis for the week. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. we'll be in the community. We'll hop on here afterwards, give you guys some sauce. We might even do some Asian session streams with you guys at night to kind of prepare you guys for Tokyo and London. But the main New York session will be hosted on the live stream portion of the website right inside of here, right? So you always see, as you can see, it's already all kind of scheduled, our chat, our recent calls. So yeah, that all will be in the back end there. What was my TP for EU? I mean, again, you guys should have been closing some, again, like I said, the lower 108 areas here. I am still going to look for 107.80 and then overall eventually a move to 107. Obviously, though, guys, we're not going to, be a straight down line to that, right? Obviously, as we hit some of these areas here, again, we're probably going to pull back, have to do stuff like this. It's not going to be a straight down ride, right? So again, if you didn't book partials down here, as we kind of still flirt with these lows, if we can get back down there, take those partials, go break even, no risk on this trade, and we'll see what we can milk out of it. That being said, that's all I really have. Kyle, Abel, you want to say anything before we shut stream down?
All I gotta say is EU up a bag. That's it.
Cool. Abel, you still with us, bro? No, Abel might have stepped away. All right, family, listen, that's all we really have for you guys. Beautiful trade, nice 50.
Oh, he said he's muted. He said he's muted.
Oh, does he need to?
Go ahead, Abel.
Hold on. There you go.
There we go. Sheesh. But yeah, shout out to you guys for getting that bag. I wanted to get unmuted like maybe 10 minutes ago. Because I was looking at Nas, and yeah, Nas actually looks like it might, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think it might actually want to go ahead and correct this entire move to the upside.
You still wanna
What you looking
share?
at, bro?
My bad. I thought I made you co-host. I could have sworn
Yeah,
I
go ahead and
I
share
might have
your
never hit the
screen.
yes button. That might have been my bad.
Nah, I had got on my computer. That's what it was. I was initially on my.
Oh. Okay. My bad, bro. Okay, hold on, family. Abel's got something to show y'all.
Yeah, I
Let me
mean, again, it's just something simple that I'm gonna keep my eyes on, guys. Just because again, I do think. I mean, we cleared a few highs here on Nas, and I wouldn't be surprised if this move actually starts dwindling back down. So that's just something very quickly. I'm not gonna go too in depth with it because that's literally just what I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on. But I do want to see if this move can potentially break back down to the downside. Now, I do got entries literally at these highs up here, which is why again I wish I was able to speak a little bit earlier because I would have been telling you guys about it. But so I'm already in positions. I know I'm a little late with getting to you guys, but I do want to see this thing go ahead and potentially roll over to the downside for sure. In my opinion, I think it's very, very possible.
No cap. That's the risk
Especially,
to reward still there. I think. What's your target?
yeah, I mean, especially with how everything else was playing out, right? I mean, AU still going up a little bit, but GU dropped. I'm seeing the dollar itself starting to gain some strength, right? So if this dollar's strength does actually hold, then Nas could realistically, obviously, go ahead and continue to tumble to the downside, right? So it's just something I'm already technically in at these highs. So yeah, something I wanted to update you guys on. But that's all I got now. I'm good. We're gonna see how this plays out.
Y'all heard the man. He looking at that. Looking at that Nas, and I do agree too. Since we're short EU, this could potentially be a very nice trade as well. But yeah, family, listen, that's all we really got for you guys. Make sure again that you guys, if you have not yet secured your seat for that masterclass on Friday, Gray and Abel really gonna drop a lot of sauce. So make sure y'all grab your seats right there. And as always, family, we will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Hope y'all enjoy the trades. This is your boy Skag on behalf of Profit Society, and we are going to be tuning out.